Okay, good evening, everyone. So we are in the second day of our revision for production management, which code the code is BUS 317. Where we stop at production planning and control yesterday. That we treated the objective of production planning, the progress control, inspection, method of inspection, and so on. So we're going to start from this work measurement today. So I hope everyone can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. So without further delay, let us just start. So work measurement. So the concept and objectives of work measurement. Work measurement is an aspect of work study. It is primarily concerned with the study of time and effort required to perform a task with a view at increasing efficiency. Its primary aim is to use time study to establish standard time for completion of specific tasks, to check performance with standards, to measure machine output, to facilitate costing, and also to provide a fair basis for incentive scheme. So that is the aim. Those are the aims of work measurement, which we are told that is part of work study. So when they say work study, is the kind of the observation of how to perform the activities in an industry or in a company. So that is what I understand by the work study, and the work measurement is one part of it. I think studying method is also another part of it. So because this work measurement is kind of a traditional approach, while the method study is a kind of scientific approach to it. So, and they listed the aims for us, which I just listed out. So once the standard time for the completion of a task is established, it becomes easier to check performances with standard and to design an effective productivity incentive scheme, or what is commonly referred to as payment by result pay system. So maybe some of us, of people that have already had someone that had experience in working with all these Lebanese, the Philippines, Indians, and so on. So I think they really apply this kind of technique in their company. That is why you see some of them, when you enter the company, before you come out, to be after you have sweat yourself out, because you have to work according to the specific time and the unit they want you to work for. So we'll now go to work measurement procedure and measurement techniques. The steps used in work measurement are similar to those of method study. That is what the one I mentioned earlier. So, but with emphasis on quantification. So, like this particular one, where is different from that method study is because they lay emphasis. Sorry. So the unit is time, though it can be a work unit. Calculation by stopwatch. Allowances are made for fatigue, variations between operations, unavoidable delays, etc. The standard time is based on day-long average time. So we'll now go to work measurement techniques. The techniques of work measurement are direct time study, predetermined motion time system, analytical estimating rather, So the first one, direct time study, this is used in repetitive tasks. It involves recording the time taken to perform a specific part of a task. The measurements are taken at different times. So that is it about the direct time study technique. So the predetermined motion time system, that is another technique. Set time is established for completing certain tasks taken from the observation of a number of operatives on varying occasions. I hope we understand what that means. The third one is analytical estimating. This is used in non-repetitive jobs, such as maintenance, as the job vary in size and complexity. A standard is set for the time taken for an average job. It is also used for non-repetitive element in a repetitive operation. Okay. So the fourth one is activity sampling. This involves making observation and recording what is happening on an agreed number of visits in a period at random. Idle time of the machine is calculated by noting at random sampling if the machine is working. So this one now is quite different from others, just like others are different from the other ones. So the activity, the particular activity that is taking place will be recorded while the work is going on, and they are going to kind of select, you understand, at random. Not that they are going to doing it serially. So they will just select one particular activity at random, and whatever decision they take from there is what they are going to apply for the entire activities. So that is all about that. Sorry, I've gone to this again. Elijah Abdulaziz also did the same thing today in his class. I was watching it. Sorry for taking you people back again. Okay, this is where we are. Okay, attitudes to work study. So the human problem associated with work study, they're now telling us why people don't like work study. So resentment of being watched. Like now, nobody wants to be kind of micromanaged. While you are working and people continue watching you, they want, you'll be kind of tensed and kind of be cautious of what you're doing. So because of that kind of monitoring. So effect of incentives. Okay, like anytime that work study, they want to use that to set a standard for particular working hour and the kind of the number of units to be produced. So whenever that is in place, you know that is going to affect the incentive. So if they set a too high standard, would affect workers' earnings. That means that whenever the standard is high, so that means the kind of work you do before, you have additional income that you have over time. So this time around, if the standard is so high, you require to work more hours before you can even get that your extra earning. So reliability of the standard. So sometimes too, workers will decide to go slow to get a lower standard. Just it's a kind of relation with the second point. It happens that you know that when the standard is too high, it's going to affect you as a worker. So when they are doing the sampling, or when they are doing the kind of testing, so you intentionally lower your own standard, your own working rate, so that the standard will be lower. So it might not be reliable because of such fear of redundancies. So if I put to improve the method of the work study, of the method study, so it may lead to reduction of labor content, and consequently downsizing of labor force. So what they are just trying to say there is that if the company is applying that kind of technique in its company, so it may lead to a kind of lower number of staff working in that place, so which might downsize the labor force. So that is all about work study, I think. Sorry, work measurement rather, not work study. Okay. Yeah, I think this one is an answer to the question. So about the problem associated to work measurement, which we have already mentioned before. So any question before we go ahead? I think we have to be at a higher pace today because we have a lot to cover. Any question? Or we should go?
Sorry, Mr. Yaya, you were saying attitudes to work measurement. It's work study now. Problems.
See, work study. Work study is work measurement is under work study. You understand? So work measurement.
Okay, but the heading there is attitudes to work study.
You understand? So it's under work. Work measurement is under work study, just like I will have method study. You understand? Work measurement is a kind of a traditional approach to work study, while the method study is a scientific approach. But they are both under work study.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Okay. Is that all we have to ask before we move to the other unit?
I have a question, sir.
Okay.
I'm kind of confused now. Do you have work study as a topic? And is it different from work measurement? I don't know.
Work study is a kind of a heading for both work measurement and method study. The work measurement is a subunit from work study. And the method study is subunit from work study as well. So work study is kind of a universal term for the two of them. You understand? So if you are looking at the approach to it, you can use a work measurement for work study. You can also use method study for work study. It depends on the approach you want to take. I don't know whether I'm making sense.
You are, sir, but the draft they played with all those wordings, they do confusing somebody. Work study, method work method.
Is the terminology in the production term?
So we there hospital, we don't understand now.
So, okay, Pastor Solomon.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
What that you can do now is just like get all three tutors month assignments that state and explain the technique of the work measurement. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening to you.
Are
I'm
you
I'm trying to go to that particular place you're talking about.
that
This is
state and
technique now.
explain the techniques of work measurement?
Yes, which are direct time study, predetermined motion and time system, analytical estimating, and activity sampling, which we have already explained.
Just like somebody who may remember, direct time study, predetermined motions and time systems, and analytical estimating.
Activity sampling.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So those are the techniques for work measurement, but you need to explain them. Look at the marking scheme. You understand? 3 marks for each technique named and 2 marks for each explanation. So you need to explain them. So you just go through the explanation. If you need more clarification, you can go and Google it, and they will explain it better to you, because this our material is a kind of summary. It's not in detail.
Yeah, that's true. What you can do now, as we are going now, let's try and do that and store in 2 months assignment. As we are filling the units, let us use that to test ourselves.
Okay. I think that makes sense. Okay. Any more observation or contribution before I move forward? Okay. Elijah Abdulaziz.
Yes. When they were discussing this work measurement procedures and measurement techniques, they say the steps used are similar to those of the method study.
Yes.
So have we treated anything method study before, or we are coming to come across it in the front?
I think the unit is ahead. Is ahead of this one. After this work measurement, I think we'll go to method study.
Is unit 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because the two of them they interrelate.
It's okay.
Okay, so let's move further. So the next topic is okay, it's even the one that is the next topic, method study. So just like as I said, so method study is one of the techniques used in work study. So you can see work study is the kind of the universal term for the both of them. Understand? But these are the different methods of work study. We first discussed about work measurement. So now is method study. So the method study is one of the techniques used in work study. It is a scientific analysis of operation and the way in which they are coordinated or something like that. I don't know why they are speaking wrong English here. So it should be the way in which they are coordinated, including the contribution of machines to labor. Method study studies the way work is done, criticize it where necessary, and devises a better approach that leads to work efficiency. So this is self-explanatory. So the method study is a kind of scientific approach to work study, in which the people that are kind of conducting the study will be able to kind of come to a conclusion and criticize anywhere that they see that this particular method is not satisfactory. They will advise on the way to go about it to make the work efficient. So the objective of method study are improve individual processes, improve the interrelationship of processes, making more efficient the use of manpower, machine, and materials, improved working condition, economize in human effort and reduce fatigue. Those are the objectives of method study. Method study performance. The procedures of method studies are A, determine the work to be studied and define the objectives. B, record the facts which are established by means of process chart and flow diagrams, multiple activities chart, motion chart which shows the movement of an operatives. Simulchart record the simultaneous movement of an operative's hand or other part of the body. Layout model and template. String diagrams, work position are marked with pens and connecting length of string indicating the part cost of his work. Films and still cameras to record some operations. Okay. So that is B. So the C now is analyze the records and quantity where appropriate with a view at making some improvement at making some improvement through eliminating an operation or part of it. Also through combining one or more operations, through devising different physical movement, or through altering machine tools. That is the C part of the method study procedure. Okay. Okay. It's still under the altering service. Okay. Altering the sequence of operations. So the D now is design a new method. E is record the new method and produce. Record the new method and produce mathematical comparison with the old. Install the new method and provide instruction for its use. Record the new method in operation and adjust where appropriate. So those are the procedures for the method study. Okay, I think this is one of the TOMAC assign or the class activity. So they are asking the device to sabi.
Is a question and answers for this thing that they ask, like the self-assessment question.
Yes.
So it's the answer that they put at the down of the self-assessment answer.
Yes. So these are the answer to the question. Let me look at the question. The question was, what are the devices used in recording facts in method study, which were earlier discussed? You now listed them here. The devices used are process chart and flow diagrams, multiple activities chart, motion chart, SIMO chart, layout models and templates, string diagrams, film and still cameras. So if we want to know the meaning of all these ones, I know about charts and flow diagrams. So because they told us about those ones during our first year on BUS 105 and 106. So I knew about those charts, but all other ones, all these motion charts, SIMO activity, layout models and templates, string diagram, film, and so all those ones, except I go and Google them. So I don't really know much about those ones. But at least if you can list them and be able to explain what they explain in the material, I think that one should give you your mark. If you can go further and kind of have more knowledge about it so that you can expand your explanation in exam. It's going to be fantastic. So any question before we go to the next? Okay, let's go to tutor mark assignment as Pastor Solomon suggested. Okay, where is the question? Okay, the question is state and explain the general procedures of method study. So, and the answers were provided. These are the answers. Analyze the record and quantity where appropriate. Design a new method. Design a new method. Record the new method and produce a mathematical comparison with the old. Install the new method and provide instruction for its use. Record the new method in operation and adjust where appropriate. 2 marks for each procedure stated, 1 mark for each correct explanation. So you take note of that. So any question? Okay, in the absence of question, let's move ahead.
Hello, Mr. Yaya.
Yes, ma'am.
What do they mean by the Simon chart record and simultaneous movement of an operative hand or other part of the body?
If I tell you that I know the meaning, I am lying to you. I don't know. So that is why
he said we should Google it.
People should
find
go
out
and Google those things. I understand. I only know the flow chart and flow diagram. I know about that one because I was taught before. You understand? So, but the others, I don't have idea. I don't know if anybody knows about those things. People that are into production, maybe they can help us to explain them. It's unfortunate that our lecturer was not there for us when we needed him most.
What do you mean by multiple activities chart? Since you say you know about charts.
Chart, multiple activity chart, like the chart that involve, you know what chart is all about. The chart is just like a kind of a diagram that kind of describe the activities of a particular organization. You understand? A chart is kind of a kind of a organogram that describe activities of that particular organization. So, like this person, maybe the head of the department will be doing this. So it kind of flow. The flow chart is that how the activities flow within the organization. That after this person, the next person that will have to do this will be this person. After this person, the next person that will do the next activity is this one. You understand? So
okay.
The multiple of it is the ones that kind of it kind of cover the whole organization, the whole company. You understand?
Yes.
Line.
Yes.
Revision
Okay. So can we go ahead?
Online.
Someone is making noise.
Very important.
That your friend, he's always on mute. Never meet his class before, meeting the class before, that very guy.
Alhaji Kabiru, well done. I've muted you. So let's go to production engineering now. And this one is not not mechanical engineering or electrical engineering. This is production engineering. So production engineering refers to the organization of the production process as a whole. It embraces the period from the design and layout of production facilities to final inspection of the product. It is concerned with every stage and every aspect with the production span and includes the establishment of standard, the design of tools and equipment, as well as the measurement of performance and the working within cost limits. So simplification is the process whereby the range of components and or final products are reduced. It entails reducing more of any one type to gain the advantage of large-scale production. I think that is very, very clear. Standardization is referred to the interchangeability of standard components and between different end products. For instance, 3 models of product can be basically the same, but can be marked as different models by varying some of the components. So I guess we understand what they mean by that. Advantages of simplification and standardization. Reduction of unit cost, easier inspection, reduce cost at the design stage, reduce variety of skill required, lower tooling cost, more efficient customer, service for spare and repairs, simpler organization, less complex purchasing and storage. Okay. So those are the advantages of simplification and standardization. Disadvantages now. A mistake in the choice of product or design will be more costly to correct because of the commitment to a narrow range. The buyer desire for something different may present opportunities for competitors. Introduction may mean losses on existing stocks, material, and plant. Okay. We now move to specialization. So this one should be very simple for us to know. This is the case when an organization decides to concentrate on a narrow range of products. It enables the manufacturer to remain in the area where he is most experienced and have a well-established production process, labor and technical skill required, and a sound knowledge of the market. The demerits of product specialization are, they're supposed to talk about the merit before the demerits now. The demerits of production specialization are over-dependent on one market, may be overtaken by a new technology, inflexibility. On the other hand, specialization of labor will entail reducing the range of skill required of each worker, so that efficiency is improved by concentration of efforts. So we'll now move to, okay. Someone want to say something?
I said, I think the last one you read is the merit now. The advantage of the specialization.
Okay. This is the merit. Okay.
Yeah, like he's saying on the other hand, and he's saying something good instead of
the disadvantage. Advantage.
But
yeah,
this is
that's
the
advantage.
This is the advantage.
Yes, that's
the first one are the disadvantage. Why the disadvantage more than the advantage?
Because maybe they do not advise one to focus on
go
one.
into that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Specialization.
Okay. That makes sense, yeah. So let's now go to diversification. This entails venturing into new areas of production. It is the direct opposite of specialization, of course. Organizations embark on diversification for the following reasons: to reduce risk of overdependence on one product, to utilize spare capacity, to offer a wider range within the market, within the same market, to put byproducts to profitable use as a result of, no, this is supposed to be it is a result of integration or what? It can be as a result of integration. I think that is a wrong way to put it.
I think it's a continuation of the last point to put byproducts to profitable use as a result of integration. Maybe it was supposed to be one sentence, but
it is continuation of the previous points.
Okay, to put up byproducts to profitable use as a result of integration. Okay. It's a self-assessment question. Is diversification justifiable? If yes, give your reason. And these are the answer to the question. The reasons for diversification are to reduce risk of being over dependent on one product. Okay. The second one, it utilizes spare capacity. It offers wider range within the same market. It pushes byproduct to profitable use. See, you see what I was saying? See it again now. They state it separately. It is a result of in here. This is now, they now state it correctly. It is a result of integration. Do we get it now? Not as a result.
Yes, I get it. Okay.
So it's a different point entirely. So I think they also have another question. Where is the question? Okay. This one, okay, this is a conclusion, not question. Okay, this one is just a summary. Production engineering embraces the totality of the production process in an organization vis-a-vis implementation of production policy, production span, establishment of standard, design of tools and equipment, measurement of performance, working within cost units. Okay, this is the next topic now. So do we have questions from this one before we move to this next topic? No, any question? Okay, someone put a chat here. Let me read it. Good evening, everyone. Is the class still going on? I can't hear anyone's voice. Is it, or I can't hear?
I can't.
Okay, maybe it's your network. Oh, because yes, ma'am. Oh,
yeah,
yes,
there is merit for simplification and standardization. If you check the part of the tutor mark assignments, and marking schedules, there's this merits they mentioned there of simplification and standardization.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
At the back of the towards the end of the this summary, tutor mark assignment, answer and marking skills. At the back of the list, you'll see where they write the merit of simplification and standardization. Okay. They list it at the back of the list.
Okay. Okay, the merit of okay, the merit of
simplification and standardization.
Yes. The merit we are talking about that time. Okay.
Yes,
okay. Okay, reduction of unit cost, easier inspection, reduced cost of design stage, reduced variety of skill required, lower tooling cost, more efficient customer service is for spare and repairs, simpler organization, less complex purchasing. Okay. Were this not mentioned earlier?
Hello, sir.
They're all mentioned
Which one
earlier.
are the merit and the
They were
demerit
all
then?
mentioned.
Well,
But Mr.
mentioned
Kayode,
earlier.
I would have advised maybe when you're trying to explain it to us, you can be breaking it down, because when they are saying reduction of unit cost, easier as some people might understand, but not everybody understand what they mean by those advantage. So you can easily break them down if you can break it down for us more so that we can understand it much better.
I think what our advice is that anyone you don't understand, that's why we give room for questioning. Because if we say we should start explaining one after the other, it will take our time and we'll have a lot to cover this night. So I think anyone that someone does not understand, when it's time for question and answer, we can ask so that we'll go back and explain it. I don't know whether that is okay by us.
Yes, that's fine. It will help us save time and cover more.
Yeah. Madam Kelechi.
Hello, sir. Please, those are the merits, right? How about
Yes.
the demerits?
The demerits were stated earlier.
That's 3.2.
Let me go back.
The demerit is in 3.12.
This is the demerit now. This is
Okay,
disadvantage.
thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
The drafting here, just they draft my own brain anyhow. God deal.
So we'll now go to production function. According to NIDU, so we're now a friend to NIDU again now. According to NIDU 1999, the production function exists in all types of industry as well as manufacturing. It transforms inputs such as information, people, material, and finance into a variety of output, such as goods, services, customer, and employee satisfaction. When viewed from the above perspective, all organizations can be said to have a productive system irrespective of their primary objective. Production function is a central function that has a significant impact on organization's structure. It forms the bulk of a firm's assets, expenditure, and people. It is a pivotal to the success of a firm by providing what the customer needs to at a profit or which budget in profit and non-profit organization respectively. It is concerned with issues such as quantity, quality, availability, and price, as well as issue of productivity and cost production problem. Production problem occur in every organization. For instance, in airports, there is the problem of take-off and safe landing of planes on time. Coordination of air traffic control, ground crews bagging, passport and customs, air cleaning, refueling, and catering. So I think what they are talking about here, the universality of production, just like they talk about the wider term, defined production in wider term, is the same thing they are saying here. You understand, universality of production, how wide we can refer to production, so which involve both manufacturing and non-manufacturing industry. And they now explain to us that the production is a central function that has a significant impact on organization architecture.
Who is that?
Don't worry, I muted the person. So that is what they are trying to tell us there. So they now mention difference between manufacturing and non-manufacturing. Manufacturing and non-manufacturing sectors are concerned with the production of goods and services. So the there are, however, some differences between different types of organizations operating the same sector. For instance, a cottage textile industry will be classified as manufacturing alongside a large textile industry like Nichemtex. So in like manner, a small car hire service center would be classified alongside First Bank PLC as non-manufacturing and manufacturing. So the major differences are in non-manufacturing, the customer play an active part in the process, while in manufacturing, the customers play a less active role. In non-manufacturing, there is a high level of interaction with customer, which makes the process unpredictable. The converse is the case with manufacturing. It is more difficult to control production in non-manufacturing sector. The converse is the case with manufacturing. The degree of contact with customers can affect the efficiency of the operation. Productivity in non-manufacturing is difficult to measure, and quality a matter of subjective assessment. These are very clear. Identifying the production function. Okay. So the primary function of production is to convert input into different kinds of output. This view of production function is commonly referred to as the system view of production. It entails the input such as raw materials, people, energy, machines, fixed assets, method of working, and information. And also we'll talk about the process, which are the conversion of input by combining them to produce output, the support function that control the feedback mechanism to improve the input mix and the conversion process. So the output the output such as those desired for customers, the firm, the employees, and the community. Okay, I think that is all. They'll now go to self-assessment question. Identify the functions of production. Okay, and the provided answer here. The principal function of production is to transform input into different kinds of output. This is referred to as the system view of production. It embraces the input, process, and output. Okay. There's a question here. So the question says, explain the concept universality of production. So they now listed the key points to note. So the key points for the universality of production are: the production function exists in every organization. It transforms input such information such as information, people, material, and variance into the desired output. Is it variance or variance? I don't even understand what they mean by that. So another point is a key aspect of management strategy. So it's pivotal in organization success. It represents the bulk of a firm asset, expenditure, and people. So that is all for this unit. Pastor Solomon, you want to make a contribution?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Unit 3, production
Yes,
engineering. You must take note of that. The question can come from that one because this switch between specification and standardization, all these things, which will know the difference between specialization and all the rest. God help us. Then that unit 4, there also be difference between production and productivity. What is production? What is productivity? We must take note of that too.
Yeah, we'll still get there. The unit is still ahead of us.
No, you already finished unit 4 now.
No, I mean that there's a unit for that production and productivity.
That if you read that the production functions.
Yes, this is production function. I'm talking about there's a topic, there's a particular unit that is dedicated for that production and productivity.
This one talk of universality of production.
Universality of production, yes, that is what they talk about here.
That's why we must somebody must be very careful there because of that production, and then that input and output. We must take note of that. That man is talking about input, the input and output, and continue talking about that place. We should also take note of that too.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So any other question or contribution before we move further? Okay. In the absence, let's go ahead. Okay. This is a system design. So they now talk about forecasting, demand, and capacity planning. So when we say system design, that means the entire system of the organization. So the architecture. So they now mention the forecasting, demand, and capacity planning. Decisions central to the production process are based on forecasting demand and the capacity planning. They determine the direction for the entire operation and the resources to the acquired and how they are to be deployed. To carry out an effective forecast, accurate information concerning the market and accurate production of demand is required. Getting this information is particularly difficult in a highly volatile market of changing demand and high level of competition. So in a situation where forecasting made with some degree of accuracy capacity planning, in a situation where forecasting made with some degree of capacity of accurate capacity planning may still not be straightforward. It is sensitive to product and process innovation and is affected by decision on the type of technology used. Organization size and structure and the extent to which subcontracting as well as other policies in delivery service industry are faced with many challenges. This necessitates the need for capacity planning. The strategy adopted may include, I don't know whether we understand what all this big grammar is talking about, what they mean by the capacity planning and forecasting demand. So
can you go back and read it a bit slower? Let's try to assimilate what they are saying.
Okay. So yes. Decision central to the production process are based on forecasting demand and capacity planning. They determine the direction for the entire operation and the resources to be acquired and how they are to be deployed.
Resources to be acquired, Abby.
Resources to be acquired.
It's not bid, yeah. That language is confusing.
To be acquired. Okay, yeah, that is supposed to be acquired, yes. Yes. Resources to be acquired and how they are to be deployed. This is not deployed. Yeah. So it's supposed to be deployed. and how they are to be deployed.
Yes, it's typing error. You're right, Mr. Stepler.
Yes. So to carry out an effective forecast, accurate information concerning the market and accurate prediction of demand is required. Getting this information is particularly difficult in a highly volatile market of changing demand and high level of competition. I think we understand what they mean by that. In a situation where forecasting made with some degree of accuracy, capacity planning may still not be straightforward. In a situation where forecasting made with some degree of accuracy, capacity planning may still not be straightforward. It is sensitive to product and process innovation and is affected by decision on the type of technology used. Organization size and structure is affected by decision on the type of tech. Sorry, I'm going backward. Organization size and structure and the extent to which subcontracting as well as other policies in delivery service industry are faced with many challenges. This necessitates the need for capacity planning. The strategies adopted may include operating a fixed schedule, insisting that passengers or customers buy tickets beforehand, creating extra capacity, particularly during time of high demand, operating a delayed delivery system to control demand and plan capacity, introducing overtime to cater for overbooking, using demand and capacity as a marketing strategy where a product develops a rarity value and cult status. I don't know why they're using one industry to describe to explain this, because to me it's only the aviation industry they use it. So equipment and work design. The key decision here is the selection of the type of equipment to be used, how much of it is to be produced in-house, and how much is to be brought, and the equipment replacement strategy is to be equipment strategy to be adopted. The equipment replacement strategy to be adopted. Equipment design is closely related to product design, capacity planning, nature and skill of the labor force, and accounting procedure. Work design, on the other hand, is concerned with physical layout of the production, design of individual jobs. So I hope we are getting the point. Oh, not again. This my finger. It puts me to trouble. I hope. Is this one? We're past this one. Sorry about that.
Unit 10, right? Unit 10.
Yes. You know, I'm using phone, so it's very tiny. So this is where we are, right?
Showing 73. Yeah, 3.2.
Yes, this is where we are. Yeah.
Yes.
So they now say the principal consideration are economic, technical, and behavioral. Variation in these factors often result in different types of production system. Work design is a method used by management to satisfy conflicting demand, such as customer satisfaction versus efficient utilization of resources. Management is also concerned with cost minimization. This is achieved by means of method study and work measurement. We have come to that method study and work measurement again.
That's the drafting. You see, Amber? Now, wow. Hey.
So, which are collectively referred to as work study. You see what I was saying? The two of them are under work study, but just like the approach you take that will define the work measurement or method study, but both belong to work study. Why work measures apply techniques designed to establish the time for a qualified worker to carry out a task at a defined level of performance. This technique is commonly referred to as time study. Another study again. Method study, on the other hand, is systematic and critical examination of the ways of doing things in order to make improvements. I hope now they have cleared our doubts now about the difference between work measurement and method study. So work measurement can also refer to as time study.
Yeah, it's not very clear to me. Oh, sorry. Oh.
It's not clear.
I'm a little bit lost there. Which one is the time study again?
It can also refer to as time. You understand? Because it's constant time. You understand? Because look at what the explanation they make here. They say while work measures apply techniques designed to establish the time for a qualified worker to carry out a task.
So,
you understand?
In other words, these work measures can also be referred to as time study. Is that what they are saying?
Time study, yeah, that's what they are saying.
That's the technique.
This technique is commonly referred to as time study.
I mean the technique of work measures, Abi.
They're talking about work measurement. Sorry, work measurement now. You understand?
That's what I'm saying. I said it is the technique that is commonly referred to as time study.
Yes. Okay. That this can also refer to as as time study. So, and the method study is the scientific part of it.
Okay.
Systematic and critical examination of the ways of doing things in order to make improvement.
Okay, thank you.
You understand? They are still both under work study.
The things there, the terminology is there. Method study, work measurements, work design too, and then time study. We should all just take note of everything. God help us.
Amen.
Because all this time, all this thing, this work,
we need that prayer.
Now, wow.
Okay, let's move ahead.
Okay.
So location design. Yes, sir.
I said what we are doing is time study now.
Abi.
Yes, no. Thank you.
Time study, Abi.
Yes, so location decision. So this is decision to take to take your location of your manufacturing, whatever. Production system in a manufacturing concern are usually located based on the following factors: proximity to raw materials and power supply, transport system for supply and distribution, labor market possessing the required skill, level of the local rates and taxes, availability of government grant, relative cost of labor. So I think we have touched this before in factory location, right? We have talked about this before under factory location, which they talk about the factors to consider before locating your site.
Yeah.
Yesterday, yes,
Yes,
location,
about this.
site location.
Yeah, yesterday. Yes. So location is also a key consideration in the setting of service industry. Okay, like people like us that are in service industry. So they are now giving us a self-assessment question. What factors are closely related to equipment design? Identify the key decision to be made in equipment design. And the answers are the factors are product design, capacity planning, skill of the labor force, accounting procedure. Take note of those points and know how to explain them. The key decisions are selection of the type of equipment to be used, how much of it is to be produced in-house, how much of it should be brought, that it should be bought outside, and what should be equipment replacement strategy. That is all on that. And let's go to tutor mark assignment. Let's see the question they asked there. Okay. The question they asked here is enumerate the strategies used by service industry to reduce the difficulties imposed by capacity planning. And the answers are operation of a fixed schedule, insisting that passengers or customer buy ticket beforehand. What if I'm not, my business does not concern buying ticket? Create extra capacity, particularly during times of high demand. Operate a delivery system to control demand and plan capacity. Introduce overtime to cater for overbooking. Use demand and capacity as a marketing strategy where product develop a rarity value or hot status. Okay. So any question before we move ahead? None so far. Okay. System operation, another system. Operations planning. The primary aim of operation planning is to ensure that sufficient goods or services are produced to meet demand. Management must decide whether goods are to be produced to stock or to order. A vehicle company could decide as a matter of policy that all vehicles are ordered by manufacturer or produce various models of vehicle and sell them. Whatever the system that is adopted, some element of flexibility must be introduced such that can enhance greater operating efficiency. Operations planning necessarily overlaps with issues of capacity planning, where an organization provides standardized or customized items, then the need to produce to stock or order is vital. The problem of producing to order may be more pronounced in service industry such as fast food outlets. If the policy is to produce to order, then the management must brace up for a possible delay in meeting the customer's needs at the same time. See, this is the details supposed to have given us during the time they were mentioned method of production to order and other stuff. So they are now giving us the details here. So where goods are produced to stock, the goods items such as meat pie and hamburger that are not sold must be discarded after some time. Okay, we'll now go to operation control. 5 types of control are identified. The form of control identify overlap. As with any type of control system, the managers of the system must determine the standards that are to operate. First is the quantity control. The second one, quality control, technology control, labor costs, and whether there's another one, I don't know. I'll check. So let us just explain one after the other. The quantity control, this is sometimes referred to as production control or progress chasing. It ensures that the throughput of goods, throughput of goods and services goes according to the plan schedule. This ensures that the quality of the furnished product or service meets the standard set in the design stage and meets with approval of customer. Okay. The quality control, sorry, I passed that one. Technology control. This pertains to the maintenance of plant and equipment. It is applicable in all types of organization. The major challenge here is to decide when an equipment is in need of service. Maintenance should not be haphazard. It should be ordered. Labor cost. The prime focus here are what should be the extent and style of supervision and the type of incentive to be used to generate the right response and cooperation from the labor force. Cost control, that is the last one. This is essentially an accounting function. It entails the collection and analysis of data on material, operating equipment, and labor costs, and comparison made with previously determined standard costing. Okay, our standard costing has appeared in production management. So we'll go to scheduling. The primary aim of scheduling is to balance the cost of production against demand for goods and services to ensure that demand is met in the most efficient way possible. A key strategy consideration here is load leveling, which ensures that work is distributed as evenly as possible throughout the workforce over the entire year and making efficient use of available equipment. Techniques or teams prefer to ensure optimal solution to the problems of production planning and scheduling. Okay. Techniques or teams preferred to ensure optimal solution to the problem of production planning and technique and scheduling includes queuing theory, linear programming, and operational research. I think that is the end. Okay. Let's go to Saddam. Malam Saddam, well done. Okay. Mention and explain the techniques used to ensure optimal solution in the problem of scheduling. Okay. So the answer to them are queuing theory, linear programming, operation, research. They say we should explain it too. They did not explain it for us. But now say we should explain. Okay, so let's go. Homework assignment. Okay. I've gone back again. I'll be front. Which one did I go to? No, I've gone back. I never reach here now, right? Don't mind me. Okay, I think this is where we are, right? Yeah, this is where we are. Okay. So any question on this before we move further?
Are we to go and look for this queuing theory, linear programming and operation research now?
Yes, so.
Have you?
Because they don't give us any hint here. So
how many things may I go hold for my head for these plenty things? God have mercy.
So that is why I was worried, because this our material is just summary. They're not in details at all. They are not in just few of them, few things there that they explain. Other things they'll just leave it to you for you to go and find out.
God have mercy.
Small but mighty.
That is why we had facilitator to explain it to us.
Whenever he has a class, you'll be asking us to be treating one topic. We'll not be the one to facilitate.
Yes.
Attended and I saw
things are technical. We need the assistance of someone who understands it to explain to us.
And they are big grammars that we don't even
they are technical. Something that anyone that understands very well.
That have a kind of experience in working in
either working or someone who has been taking this course for a while. I understand.
Ground knowledge.
That's
I don't, so become my people. Well, this one don't need.
It's as if I'm trying to grab one, it will chase away the other one I grabbed earlier.
And they are always similar words used in
confusing words.
That is challenge there, because those terms are similar.
Yeah, you are trying to pacify them. See now, you hear? Shebi, that's what I'm saying. They've been drafted by it.
They want to finish my small brain for me, eh?
My people, to be honest, I have the material with me. I have my jotting notes. I'm unable to jot anything. This is the only course I'm unable to jot in the course of the. I don't even know what to write. You
everybody.
If you don't have knowledge, Madam Victoria, okay. Madam Victoria, please just unmute yourself and advise us, please.
Good evening, sir.
Don't kill yourself.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. Sorry, I had visitor, that's why I came in late.
Thank you. You have come to explain to us. Thank God.
What should I explain?
Why you came late?
Summarize.
No, what we have been treating before you joined. All this study work method.
Okay, study work method.
All those things that you understand. All those grammar.
Okay. Study work method. Please let me check my notes.
That's right.
Study work method.
No, let me simplify it to you, Madam Victoria.
Okay, all right.
They are asking about work study, work measurement, time study, and method study.
Okay, actually, before my visitors came, I was studying work measurement. They are talking about what they use in measuring that time. We have measurement for capacity. And we have two types of measurements. We have traditional measurements. They specify traditional measurements in our notes, but we have two. the modern way of measurement and the traditional one. And the traditional measurement is the first, what do we call, that our forefathers use, as they can use their hands, they use foot to measure that time. They use arm span to measure. So now, in our own days now, we have measurement, we have what's it called, liter, we have units. I think you understand what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
We have liter and we have
Yes,
units.
yes.
Now, work measurements and measurement techniques works the same thing. The unit is time, as in the how many hours did I use to do this kind of thing. So in production management, what they are talking about when they talk about units is time. The time you use to achieve that objective or the work you want to do. Then sometimes they use stopwatch. Like people that are running out on the field, if you want to know how many seconds and this, they can use stopwatch. So stopwatch is also part of measurement procedure, work measurement procedure. I hope you understand, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, the measurement is the time it will take to achieve a particular task, right?
Yes. Then we have types of work measurement techniques. We have direct time study and determined motion time system. For like that direct time study now, is involved in recording the time taken to perform a specific type of part of a task. And the measurements are taken at different times. For instance, now, if you want to measure how many hours you spend on calculating one account question, we are going to use a stopwatch. You can just start. Then we'll start calculating. That watch will be running like our exam now. They use stopwatch for us. It calculates. One is 1 hour, it will cut off. So they use that as direct time study. You can get that one. But predetermined motion time system is established for completing certain tasks taken from the observation of a number of cooperatives on various occasions. They will just come observe it, then they will be, okay, in the next 2 hours it should be finished. Okay, in the next 3 hours. Let's just say, okay, in the next 1 hour, that work will be complete. That is predetermined motion time system.
Predetermined. Okay.
Then we have analytical estimation too, when you estimate time. Then we have activity sampling. I think that one involves making observation and recording what is happening on an agreed number of visits in a period of ransom. So that's the little understanding I have, Professor.
You have really tried, though. You have helped us a lot.
You have done well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes. So,
Hello, sir.
yes, ma'am.
Please, that area of CMOL chart and all those things, simultaneous chart and body movement and my head and my toe movement, I beg, throw more light. I don't die, honestly.
Madam Vicky, can you help us with those charts?
I'm here.
Those charts.
The chart?
Is
there a chart? Do we have a chart in our handout?
Flow chart, the system of measurement, the flow chart program, whatever, time chart.
Okay.
Time is simultaneous, so let them not confuse us too much with making it
Please,
look
page what? Page what?
From Google, it's saying the chart is used in conjunction with tablets to study the detailed activity of the worker to capture how long the operation takes and what activities are
page
being
what,
performed
please?
by each hand. That it is
What
one of
page,
the-
ma?
The page,
I'm
the
not
page.
reading from the page here. I'm reading from online. I went to check. It's not in our
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm checking it on very important reach. Let me find the page.
Okay. Okay, I've seen it. Flow chart. The aids to control available to management are
What is that now?
39 and
Please,
40.
what page is that?
Page 40.
Thank you. Uncle, I still have to just raise like person will buy new petrol. 14, I will take it to see. Yes. Well, I don't understand 40, we don't do it. Okay, thank you. I'm doing.
Oh, good.
Yes, please.
Okay, I understand now. The standard methods or aids available to management in respect of control, what we can use to control standards. Actually, number one, the person will write this handout nowhere.
He's sick.
I say he play our head draft on our head, honestly.
The guy with it yourself, no?
The problem.
The guy will write them nowhere. The person will put down no business.
Those are pending.
Now my uncle right and I will report all of you. I will report all of you.
You will start paying 10,000 from there.
Now my uncle right now.
Your uncle sabi.
I don't report all of you.
See,
he did wuru to
they will give you 10 questions, answer 8. Now facing the uncle.
Kurukere movement, they plenty. Okay, so can we
you know
do
what?
some
Let me expose them to you.
Okay.
I was sharing this with Mr. Yaya the last time. Mr. Yaya, do you see what I sent to you?
Yes.
Can you see that it is verbatim?
Plenty for us. No.
No, what I'm saying is this handout, it's not written because they want us to understand this particular course. It was a seminar that one man did. They go copy and paste. If you go to the Google, just go Google, go and type BUA. It's there on Google. You will see where the copy was handled from. The man just deliver a talk for 3 hours. And they use to handle for us.
So how can we get original? Where did you read from? How can
that is why they want us to develop it. Oh,
so go develop.
Which one they want you to develop? Which one they want you to develop? Don't mind them.
That's why they're asking us now that, oh yeah, who can treat this topic? Somebody should answer. That's why they're sharing.
But now do I facilitating for to him?
Actually,
the book develop your own. Everybody will develop. Begin to submit your ideas.
I will just advise us that we just go and read wise. Let's gather all the topics there and go and read on our own for more understanding, because this handout is nothing to be right. It's nothing to write home about at all.
Sorry, is another we can maybe another textbook? Maybe the one
I sent. Well, the one I have with me is management science. I mean, it's management, a study park of Artswa. That's one I have, and there's management, there's production management inside. That is what I'm using. I won't deceive you.
Because this thing
that
I'm using can get from this book, apart from the grammars.
Maybe Madam Vicky, you can assist us and maybe send it on revision.
I've sent it before. Okay, I will resend it. I send the page that we can see. Even human resources is there. Human resources service there.
Okay, can I beg you somehow, please, if you can help with looking at the units here, right, in this Kurukere one, let us just know the pages when you send to the group now, we should be particular about so that we can just slip to those pages. Please.
Okay, I will.
Time is so limited.
I will do that now.
You're a darling. Thank you.
Like this one that we are concerned about now. This devices
to this platform.
in recording facts in method study. They say process chart and flow diagrams. I can kind of understand what that one means. Multiple activity charts, okay. Motion chart, Simo chart, layout models and diagrams. Teams
Okay,
and
what
security
page is
cameras.
that?
This is page 54.
All
where they
right.
have, where they have a
What about
self-assessment.
the phone, the standards?
You know, under method study.
Okay, so we're throwing light on it now, right?
I want to
Yes,
see
I
if
just
there is.
want Madam Vicky to help if she understand anything there.
Okay. That Simo chart is simultaneous. They're just doing, I wonder what I will say there.
Yes, I think
Simultaneous. To compare
say
more than 2, 3, 4, 5 tasks.
record the simultaneous movement of an operative's hand or other part of the body. That is the explanation there.
For the motion chart or the Simo chart?
Simo chart.
So for production management now, we don't from production management now we don't enter physical health and education.
Yeah. I will see where we enter accounting.
They decrease me. I don't know how this exam will be.
The other, right? Process chart and flow diagram.
Just one small that one.
Just yes. Two line.
Okay, and we say we're going to finish this material today. Can we still do it? Time is fast spent.
This one that is touching my body and soul, let us define them, then we can forge ahead.
My suggestion is we should stop from where we stop and we'll continue tomorrow because this thing is, we need to digest some certain aspects.
Let me tell you, thank you.
You now increase the syllabus now.
The brain is not like this before. They should not kill the brain. I want goes to God.
That's the unity. Now I want to do your brain shaky.
I don't want to keep myself now. I just want to keep myself now because this all this nonsense they do. I don't want to keep myself. I just want to go rest.
To be honest, we're not really gaining. You know, this course is not like other courses that we've been studying.
I have sent the material to the group chat, please. And I put where you can get the human production management and human resources chapters are there.
Thank you.
Noble, thank you.
Thank you.
So I think we have five minutes remaining, right?
Mr. Yaya, we should go to what she said and see if we can digest that one and store it. I think that one is better. We know that we have achieved something.
Yes.
No, let us finish this one once.
Okay.
So let's go and digest those ones. Tomorrow we'll continue.
No, tomorrow's failure. Start tomorrow's failure.
But you say you are tired.
Don't forget about
Mr. Yaya, I can 313 31. This one no be caller day. This one I account to the talk. I don't know account to.
What about we have plenty here now? We have plenty of them.
Okay.
Solomon.
When I go lost one for up, go to find one for down. When I teach me, I don't know. I'm
Elijah Abdulaziz. They are here to rescue us. Don't worry yourself.
I said this one don't cobweb my brain. You know what? Understand? the drafting is too much. I beg. Don't stop.
We can't get it away. We can't get it away. No get. We
let me tell let me what is it back? After filling that
and there's so
Madam
now we
VP,
are taking 3.0, define what is production process to. Sir, hello?
no, we don't speak for some second here. That is why I was calling.
Hello?
Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you
Your
now.
network don't work. Okay. Sorry, my network is bad.
I said we should start from the production process as a system. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay. The first thing is let's define what is production process. When we know the production process, we now know what the inputs that is necessary for the production process. So what is production process? We know what production is. So define production process. Under the same process of production process can be seen from two perspectives. The conversion of input by combining them to produce output. That's number one. Number two, the support function that control the feedback mechanism to improve the input mix. Do you see where I'm reading?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the meaning of production, process of production or production process. Now the next step we have the inputs are classified into three. I think this production process should come first before dividing the inputs. But now they said the inputs are divided into three. We have environment inputs, we have market inputs, and we have primary resources. So under the environment inputs, they said it's informational in character and tends to provide operation manager with knowledge about conditions outside of the production system. I think what they are trying to tell us is the area they are going to produce, the environment there. You know, there are some environments you cannot put, there are some industrial environments, and there's some environment, the residential environment, we cannot produce much there. Maybe that is what they are trying to let us know there. That we have the production process, the operation manager should have the knowledge about the condition outside the production system, and he must be able to understand the situation of things outside their production system or their production house. So under that, they have legal and political input, meaning that if it is legal for them to produce in that environment and their political impacts, you know that sometimes that somebody will just build, I've seen where they build, what's it called, filling stations, and they will still come, the government will come and say they should demolish it, they should carry it, they should something. So a production manager should be able to understand if the environment he wants to use is legally, how will I put it, is
designated for such project.
Thank you for the English. God bless you.
Not the English we want right here.
So that's the legal or political input there. It must make sure that that land is legal to, is a legal land to produce, as maybe they allow them to put factory or anything there. Number two, social and economic input. This allows manager to identify the trend that may affect the production system in future. If that place, you know that some, like I know of a company that I've worked with sometimes. When we started, it was, sorry, my daughter is disturbing. I'm in class, get out. Okay, sorry for that, please. Now, the social and economic input. That time, they started from the bush. That place was a bush. That place was a bush. But later, people started coming gradually. And that place was, now it became so developed that they told the man to carry in his, what's it called? His company away from that place. So we should be able to know that what will happen to this my site in the nearest future. We should be able to know that social and economic inputs. And in case, is that place motorable? Can the customer find me on time? The cost of carrying goods out or bringing materials in, what is it going to cost? The production manager must be able to know that too. Then we have technological input. This can be obtained from trade journals, government bulletins, as in the technologies, the machines that I can use. You know, before when you are doing, for some of us that have worked in bakery, there's a way you'll be sweating and be mixing the flour. But now we have a machine that will mix for you, that will cut for you, that will serve it inside the oven. So it talks about that technological input. I think we're okay with that. Are we okay with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, they're well done.
Thank you, sir. Now we have the market inputs. The market input tends to be informational in character. It provides information concerning competition, product, design, customer, and desire. You all know that one. Before you can produce, before you can put any goods in the market, you have to go and check, who am I competing with? The one in the market, what is the lapses? What are the customers complaining of? So that you can be able to work on your own. And this product is very good, but this really has two hands to have been better. When you get those information, you gotta use that one to work on your own, so that your own much better than the one in the market. That's just what they are trying to tell us there. Then the primary resources, they directly support the production and delivery of goods and services. The resources are material and suppliers, personnel, capital and capital goods, and utility, such as gas, as in all those things that will make production to go smoothly. We have to consider it. Those are the environment input. If I want to bring gas now from the depot to my company, how is it going to, what is it going to take me? How much am I going to pay? What is the guarantee that my gas will not spill on the way, or the vehicle will not have accident because of the bad roads? We have to consider all those things. And because of Mr. Nidu, that classify input as raw material, people, energy, machine. I think this need to summarize everything about production into 6M. Yes, I come across it in one of my books. It says 6M of production. It said we have money, we have money, material, market,
machinery.
I don't forget the remaining one. Man. I will remember when I tell exam.
Man is number one.
Machinery, thank you. Yes, man is number one. Man is 6M. I jotted it somewhere, 6M. With that 6M, production is good to go. So we have to consider all those ones before we move into our production process. Now, they have defined production process for us. The next step to effectively actualize the above, it is necessary to choose an effective production processing system that best suits the organization. Production processing systems are classified into product focused system, process focused system. We have two types of process of production or production process. It's focused on number one, product focused system. The number two, process focused system. The first one is product, the second one is process. The process focused system groups together all the machines, tools, and workers needed to perform all the tasks required to finish a product. That means that all I need to make this product come out, what do I need? What am I going to use for it? All the machineries, all the labor and everything is under product focused system. Then the second one is process focused system. How will I do it? Okay, if Mr. A is using 2 cups of margarine for his own cake, how many will I want to make my own more soft and fluffy? We have to consider that. So they said process focused system are designed to produce many unique product designs in relative low volume. Here, the production department is designed to perform only one kind of task to a group. of products being produced on batch production system, as it just talks about what is the product I'm going to use that will be more economical and the product will come out good. And that's for the input of production process. Now we have the output of production. We have the output of production. Information gained during production process serves is supposed to be serves as feedback to the system, and hence it can be considered as input to the system. Mr. Nidu again classified output as desired and undesired output. We can get desired output and undesired output from the customer. Number one, the desired output you want is, your product is very good, I love it, I've been using it, I introduced some people. That's the desired output. But undesired output is when you have finished the production. You have finished the production, and the result you are getting is the product is not that good. In short, when I washed it, I felt something, my hand, like some of us when we use sunlight. Now, if I use sunlight to wash now, I will have holes in my hand. So the feedback is that product is not good. And when they hear things like that, they will not be happy. It is not the desired outcome that they are expecting. Then from the firm.
Madam Vicky, sorry to.
Yes, sir.
I think I've seen a question about this desired and undesired. I've seen it.
Yes, I saw it somewhere too.
I don't remember the year that they brought it, so that you can.
I saw it, but I don't know. I saw it, but my question papers are not here. No, I'm in the village, so that's why I travel to go by that. My questions are not here. I only have my books here. There's something they asked. No, they even asked. There's a question about the production process that we should explain. The production process. I've seen that question somewhere. So let's try and note this one. Or if anybody has a question on that, please.
Let's
if
move
anybody
on.
has
Let's
any
move
question on that, we can just. Okay. So we have the output of production. Now for the farm, they can get desired product from the firm rather, and the undesired outcome or output from the firm. Number one, through profit. If they use 20,000 naira to make a product and the gain is now after the whole thing, their gain is now 200 naira. That is not a desired product. The desired outcome. As in Nigeria, they like to work with 10,000 and get a gain of 1 million. That's what Nigerians want. That's what they give us the quality. They give us quantity. They're not giving us quality again. So their profit will give them the output. Either what you have done is good or bad. Then information from other people, our products, see how much we spend, see how much we get. We'll give them also a feedback of what is happening to their products. Then achieving objectives, meeting costs. If they meet the cost of the market, and after the calculation for all the accountants we have now, and your profit is nothing, that means it's telling you that the material you have used is much than the profit, or you reduce the material to get more money. They'll just have to do a magic there to make everything work well. Then we have for the employee, from their wages, they will give you the output of production. They get it from job satisfaction. Some people will say, no, after what I put in, see what they are paying me, I'm not interested. Some will go. But some will say, I don't have any other place they will stay. And they will not be doing what they're supposed to do. It's also take them from the security of that, even the security of the company, even of the product in the market. If it's not guaranteed, then they will know that either what you have done, what you are doing is not good, or what you are doing is good. Then for the community too, we have output from the community. If the community is coming there, they are looking for job. I want to work in this, I want to work in this, because their product is moving. If their product is not moving and they don't have to produce, maybe they are producing once in a month, and suddenly they are producing maybe twice a week, then they will need more hands, and there will be what? There will be employment for people. and they will prosper too and support other firms acting as subcontractors to them. Then undesirable outputs may include customer satisfaction, I've explained that, employee satisfaction, I've explained that, labor turnover also is there, financial losses, unacceptable waste, and pollution. If like when Flash was raining, I remember then when Flash, this Vogue soap, when was raining that time, their waste used to pass through our house. And because the back of our house, and because we are very rich that time, we will not buy soap today. We'll be waiting for them to flush their tank. So you see soap coming out, and that is pollution because it destroys crops. So it also affects companies and all their products. Now the question is self-assessment question. I said, what are the undesirable outputs of production? And they have explained it for us there. We have customer satisfaction, employee satisfaction, dissatisfaction, labor turnover, financial loss, unacceptable waste, pollution. Even if the goods is not well, they are not demanding for the goods in the market, it's also undesirable output. Okay. That one is done. Abi, can we move on?
Yes, sir.
So in summary, we have production system consists of inputs and outputs. Before inputs, under inputs, we have the environment. Under inputs, we have under environment, we have legal political units, we have social and economic, we have technological inputs. Then we have market input and primary resources. Then we have other outputs, we have for output from the customer, from the firm, from the employee, from the community. Both undesirable and desirable can come from any one of them. So the second one, I'm supposed to take a call now because when that man is just small, he will pick up. I say they do it. Don't mind me. So we have production and productivity. Production and productivity. There are many questions from this production and productivity, like the one I want to read now. They said, distinguish clearly the difference between production and productivity, 6 marks. Distinguish clearly the difference between production and productivity. So let's go into it. Okay, the word production and productivity are sometimes used interchangeably. Though they both lead to increase in output, there is a fundamental difference between them. While production increase can be obtained by increasing resources, productivities indicate how well the resources are used in production, which may also lead to increase in production without necessarily increasing the level of resources. If you remember when we are in secondary school, they tell us what is production in economics. Production is the creation of goods. I mean, it's the conversion of raw material from raw material to finished goods. But production is different from productivity. While production focuses more on the factors of production, productivity focuses more on the way those factors are being used. Because there's a difference now. I'm saying the difference now. When production talks about the process of producing goods and services or producing goods from raw material, productivity defines the process of producing goods and services efficiently. Production is based on the raw material, the input, the output, but productivity is based on the adaptation, the end product of that thing that have been produced. So that's just the difference between the word production and productivity. They said production is transformation process. It converts input into desirable output. Why? Productivity is the ratio or ration, it's supposed to be ratio of output produced by unit of resources. Productivity is this with worker, hour of machine, hour of service, quality of material, or energy units. Productivity has direct impact on economic and social level growth pattern, living standard, balance of payments, position, inflation, etc. I hope you know the difference now. Should I go on?
Go on, please.
Yes. All right. So there's a question here. They said this will be clearly the difference between production and productivity. So this one comes. They only give us two differences here. They gave us 2 years. Number one, they said production this week. And I won't get it. Okay. They said production increased. No. Production. Let me find it. Production is a transformation process, while productivity is the ratio of output produced by unit. So we should let's go and get more differences between production and production unit. Production is an act of producing or creating something, while productivity is an act of calculating the product produced. The product produced, that's the productivity is calculating it, the product we have produced. Production is undertaking to produce goods, but productivity is used for adaptation. We have that too. Production controls the output value, but productivity controls the formation production issues. I'm reading this from my notes, from the notes I have formed. It's not from the handout. Production is the process of conversion of raw material.
If we can jot, darling.
Okay. Okay, let me start again. I have 10 here.
You can maybe snap and paste if it's possible. But otherwise, please take it gradually so that we can deal with it at once. Thank you.
Okay. If I snap and paste, would that be better?
Yes, it will be better to make it faster.
Screen grab and hold on with it. Thank you.
All right, let me try and snap it. I'm not a good photographer. So anyhow,
eligibility 100%, otherwise we'll charge you 30.
Man, how much will you not charge the person that? How much will you charge the person that wrote this handout? When no get sense.
That one, jelly straight to.
I don't do. I hope it's a bit clear now. Is it clear? Holy Ghost fire. Maybe I say it's clear small. Okay, I've sent it to the platform now. I've sent it.
And if you can scan it, it's much better.
I'm using my phone, sir, so I can't. Well, after the class, I will try. I no put scanner for there. My phone don't full. I didn't put scanner, but I will try, and if it's not clear enough, I will try and do it after the last.
No issue.
Is it clear now? I've sent it. Let's check.
I've not checked it.
Thank you.
Let's move. Love, you need return.
And don't they return for my side self. Okay, so we have capacity. We have capacity measurements. Capacity measurements. Plant capacity is based on some units of measurement that are not common to the mix of the product. We have tons. You know, we have traditional measurements, which I said is hands, arms, and so on that time. Now, this one is capacity measurements, and it deals with tons, meters, and standard hour, and sometimes used. Ton is a weight measurement. They just explain it for us. Ton is a weight measure. Tons is a weight measurement commonly used in the industry. I think also that carry iron rod, they use tons. Am I right? All these iron rod people.
Absolutely.
We have they said 1 meter is a unit for length measurement. I want to measure 10 meter, 20 meter. They use meter for length measurement. Industry are either vertical or horizontally designed for single product, either in section of a whole or a whole plant. Standard hours are used in batch manufacturing. Standard hours are used in batch manufacturing industry because some operations sometimes involve many components which are normally carried out using the same facility. Standard hour give a measure of how long it takes a process or workpiece to pass through each operation. It depends on working parameters such as speed, and feed rate. So standard hour is just to determine how long is the process. If I want to do it tomorrow now, how many hours should I budget or should I research that I'm going to use? That's what standard hour is used for. Capacity utilization is expressed in terms of installed capacity based on any of the above units to determine how efficiently the productive resources are utilized. So we have capacity measure, we have tons, we have meter, we have standard power, and they are used differently. Cycle time and labor requirements. Processing system are either automatic, semi-automatic, or batch. In automatic system, operation are required to load and set the machine running. They also require to unload, clean, and carry out minor adjustments to enhance efficient operation. The number of operatives required depend on the number of machines an operator can attend to at a time. Since all the machine cannot develop fault all the same time, the operator is free to attend to the one demanding his attention while other machines are running. A perfect balance is, however, difficult to attain in the assignment process. Local 1983 assumed that work to carry out in different machines should be identical in terms of cycle time. That is the actual processing time, unloading and allowance for personnel and other needs. In addition to machine capacity, there is the need to consider the worker's performance intended to a machine's in capacity assessment using time study. The time to perform a particular task is derived and converted to basic time using the rating factor, not ranting. Relaxation and other constituency allowances are added to get what is known as standard time. I think what I'm trying to tell us is cycle time of labor. Like some of us, majority of us use a computer in the office. If you want to print now, like in my office, I want to print 1,000 copies. I know I have a machine that will just say within 10 minutes it's done. And I have another machine that in 2 hours is still struggling to produce 500. So if I want to use my time wisely, I rather use that automatic one. Once I sent it from my laptop to the printer, I've timed it, paper is there, everything is there. My own is just to go back and pack it. Or maybe the paper is coming out and breeze is blowing it. The only work I can do there is just go there, arrange it back because of the numbers and leave it. I don't have to do any special work there. That's an automatic loading. For instance, if your printer can print front and back, it's very easy. But if you don't have a printer that is not printing front and back, you have to go and be changing paper and be opening and be closing. That is what they're trying to explain to us. We have the automatic one, we have semi-automatic, and we have in batch. For instance, if I want to print in batch now, that's I'll first of all print the first 10 front and back. I'll now load again, print another 11 to 20, which is going to waste time. And even I'll be tired. By the time I'll print like 400, I'll be tired. But with the semi-automatic is maybe if paper finish, I have to load paper again, or I'll print the first page. I'll just print in maybe in odd numbers first or even number first before putting another one. So that's just the way to describe between the automatic, the semi-automatic, and batch production. Any question? No question. Can we move forward?
Let's move.
Okay. Now we take. Unit 14, factory and workplace layout. Factory and workplace layout. I think they have discussed this in the chapter. Is it unit 1? I will call it. They said factory layout is the arrangement of machine, offices, equipment, lights, and electrical outlets, storeroom, and all other facility in the plant or office. A good layout permits the efficient flow of material through the work area, makes maximum use of available space, and maximize handling, clerical, transportation, and inventory. Most factories engage in relayout of existing facilities rather than design and arrangement for a new equipment in the new building. Starting from scratch and convincing a layout of equipment around which a building will be constructed is a challenge, but a layout of existing facilities is perhaps more challenging. In an ideal factory, the new material may come in at one end, pass through all the process of manufacture, and emerge as a finished product for dispatch at the other end. In like manner, an pass through around the factory, undergoing various operations and go out at the same time. The principle of straight line flow are still valid, even when there are several parts going into the finished product, although it's necessary to introduce converging lines of flow with components or parts stored at the various points on the production line. What I'm simply trying to tell us is, sometimes when we arrange our room, we put our bed, we put our wardrobe, everything. In order to manage the space, there are some things we just do. For instance, now, how will I put this? Yes, let's do our room, for instance. By the time you have a lamp stand beside your bed and you want to read, you can just come down from the bed, sit down and read there. While you're still sitting, you can still access it. And when you now say, okay, you want to rearrange it, and the distance between your bed and your lampstand, you have to stand and maybe take 3 or 4 steps to that place. It consumes time. You have wasted some seconds to go there. So the way we arrange it in our production setting is, for instance, if raw material will be mixed now, for instance, I want to mix bread, and I mix bread now here, and I have to work like I have to take like maybe 20 feet before I get to where I will put the flour, before I will now take it to where I'm going to nod it. Definitely on my way, I can easily slip, the thing will fall down. But if after raw material, where I will mix the material is beside me, the table I will put it is immediately after where I mixed it, then it will be very, very easy. The production will be smooth. And that is what I'm trying to tell us here, that the layout in every production setting should manage space and make sure that the process, as in from one point to the other, is not that far that can delay production. The various recording techniques used in the study of factory layout and workflow are process charts, flow diagram, string diagram, multiple activity charts. That's the 4. We have 4 there. We have process charts, flow diagrams, string diagrams, multiple activity charts. Unfortunately, they didn't explain others. They only explain process layouts and product layouts, which is not here. It is well.
They didn't even put that SIMO chart. It's okay.
They didn't put that SIMO again. So
and motion chart.
It is well.
Well done there.
So,
go ahead.
Now, these process layouts now, I don't know where it's coming from this factory layout again. Now we have, so definitely let's just say we have 2 types of office layout, factory layout, which is process layout and product layout. Sure you understand? The techniques, the recording techniques are the process charts, flow diagram. Those are the recording techniques. But now the types of factory layout is either you use process layout or product layout. Process layout, similar equipment that is machine that perform similar function are grouped together. It is also referred to as functional layout. Each department consists of a group of similar machines or people doing similar jobs, such as carding, drawing, spinning, etc. All these activities are collectively referred to as spinning process or operation in textile industry. Okay. What I'm telling us is this. For instance, now I want to print something in my office. I have a printer. I have a laptop. In the bank, all of them will sit down straight, and they'll be sending documents to one printer that is far from them. I think this is what they're trying to tell us here. So everything we need should be very close to each other, so that it will be very easy. After I finish printing, I should be able to hold what I print as I remove from my own printer before going. You see them, they will stand up and go and remove. I say, no, it's not your own. I've sent something. No, it's my own. So to avoid that, we need to just use this process. layouts where everything we need will be on the same layout groups equipment, so that all the various kind of equipment necessary to make a single product or product line are located close to each other. When departments are created in this fashion, such department, for instance, a hypothetical electronic firm may have such departments as television, radio, GSM, phone, computer. In Texas, product layout are certified with such labels and testing. For instance, now if you go to ShopRite, we have grocery, they'll just line them. Anything you want to talk about grocery is there. We have maybe kitchen utensils is there. So that layout is what they are trying to talk about here. They have the layout. Anything you want to do is there. So we help us to not fail in God's name. So we have advantages of process and product layouts. What are the advantages of product layouts? Advantages of the two, both process and product layout now. We have lower material handling costs. Material are moved mechanically from one workstation to another, and the station are grouped and close together. Less time is required to manufacture the products. There is less work in progress. Lower skill are required by workers. The main advantage of process layout is its flexibility. So the main advantage here is flexibility, very simple and easy to operate. So we'll go to the next one. State the advantages of product layouts. We know it. So we'll go to the next one, which is, we don't finish now. We don't finish. Aggregate production planning. Aggregate production planning. What are the concept or scope of aggregate production planning? Aggregate planning entails devising a plan for providing production capacity for the next 6 to 18 months, given 9 forecasts of demand for products. So this is the accounting, please, Abby.
Yes.
The plan will spell out the amount of straight time and overtime labor, amount of subcontracting and other sources of capacity to be used. Aggregate planning entails devising a plan for providing production capacity. As in, I'm going to plan, it's as if we are planning ahead of the production. If I want to produce now, okay, let me plan for the next 4 months. So they call it aggregate production planning. You plan ahead of it. And aggregate plans are aimed at the accomplishment of 2 goals. Number one goal, provide enough production capacity to satisfy market demand. Number 2, keep production low cost. Number 1, I need to produce so that in the next 6 months, my products will be seen in the market. It should not be as if I just open the product and the next 3 months, we'll say we are out of stock. No. So it's aggregate planning, make sure that enough production capacity to satisfy market demand is on ground. Number 2, it keeps production at a cost that is very low. They will not, so that they will not run at loss. The process of planning the quality, quantity, and timing of output from a manufacturing or service system over the medium time is usually achieved by adjusting the production ratio, inventory level, and other controllable variables. It derives information from product demand forecast, customer order, inventories level, and factory capacity level. If I just open my market and my production this thing, and in the market now, within 1 week, I was able to sell 1,000 pieces of my product, then I should know that in the next 8 months, I'll be selling 10 million. So I must make sure that the product is available and it's ready so that when people can just ask for it and they'll be able to get. That is what aggregate production planning is all about. The process makes use of such planning modes. Okay, such planning models are linear programming, fixed cost model, feedback control model, Quayle theory model. Please borrow me English for that one. Heuristic, is it heuristic decision rules? I don't know, no verse. Please borrow me the English. Let me pronounce them. Decision rules. I go write down for them. Such decision rules, simulation models. People don't sleep.
don't go.
You don't sleep. Oh.
They say we could finish them now, so we must finish.
Mr. Labi, are you there? You don't sleep. There is God. Okay.
Pastor, where the shout, say, may they finish. You know, say,
Daddy, are you there? People don't sleep. We are now 18. People don't sleep.
Well done.
We are here. Oh, we are here.
Okay, I thought you don't sleep.
No,
okay. Okay, now, sorry. Steps of aggregate production planning. We have steps. We have number one, begin with a sales forecast for each product that indicates the quality to be sold in each time period. Total all the individual products or services forecast into, that's what I'm saying. Aggregate production is about future forecast. In the next 3 months, how many will I do? How many will I sell? What will be the ratio and everything? That is what aggregate production is all about. We have the steps there. They gave us, I think, 5 steps. Number 3, transform the aggregate demand for each time period into workers, material, machineries, and other. 4, develop alternative resources scheme of supplying the necessary production capacity to support the cumulative aggregate demand. Number 5, select the capacity plan for among the alternatives. Now, we have aggregate plans for produce to stock versus produce to order. Produce to stock is when you produce your goods and you want to stock it in the next 6 months. Is in case, let's just stock it. We are not producing, we are not selling out more. We are stocking it now. You know, then produce to order is when they are ordering for it. So this production we are doing is for those that have ordered for it. So that's the difference between produce to stock and produce to order. Under produce to stock, we have finished product inventory buffer, the difference between the level of production capacity and the variable quantity demand. While produce to order, the firm begins production only when orders are received. The purpose of buffering growth cannot be achieved. Under produce to stock, finished product storage serves the same purpose as backlog in produce to order. Why there is backlog demand? Because demand exceeds production capacity. It's just that when they produce to stock, they produce that you're not selling it out, not giving it out, just want to stock it. But when they produce to order, okay, Mr. Lagbaja has ordered 10,000 copies, produce the 10,000 copies and send personally to him that's ordered for it. That's the difference between produce to stock and produce to order. Factor that determine the choice between the plans, produce to stock and produce to order is number 1, the cost. Number 2, positive management union relation. Number 3, fatigue, reduced morale, and increased cost could eventually result from working too much overtime on a continual basis. Product quality might be better with the time plan because all production will be in-house and under direct control of the plant. If they have all the necessary raw material and they have produced and they stock it, when people are demanding for it, they will get more gain, more profit than when people are not demanding for it like that. Then aggregate plan for services. Aggregate plan is simpler in a service system that supplies standard service to customer than in a system that produces products. Common example of service system are fast food outlets and eateries. Aggregate planning is simpler in a service system. When you are in service, it's very simple than you producing the products yourself. A demand that produce rice now, how much you get? But if you go to eatery now, a plate of rice, they will tell you, by the time they give you 1 yeye spoon like that, they will tell you it's 4,000. So they are gaining more, they are getting more from their business. So that's aggregate plan for service. People that are in service are getting more than those that are producing the product. Where a service system supplies customized service to customer, difficulty will rise in cost of specifying the nature and extent of service, and hence aggregate planning becomes difficult. Example of such system are hospital, computer service center, automobile body repair shop. All these ones, they cannot quantify their services, as in sometimes they overdo sell for us. So that is what they are trying to tell us here. Key problem associated associated with aggregate plan for service are in customized service. The customer is an integral part of the production system. Number 2, the access of finished product storage as a buffer on the difference between system capacity and customer demand. Scaling of production capacity up and down may alter the perceived quality of delivered services. So we have techniques to solve the problems are the use of appointment schedule, the use of after-hour window service, creating extra capacity. For instance, now in the hospital, anytime you go there, you have to render their service, and their service cannot be quantified. But if you go to where they sell if you want to buy the equipment they use on their home, you know it's going to cost more for each patient. For each patient. So that's what they're trying to tell us. The techniques designed to solve these problems are the use of appointment schedule. Since you are going to have 3 people to come today, those 3 we are going to attend to those 3. That's what it's mean. Please excuse me. Get out. Get out. I'm making us. So that's the end of the and out.
Congratulations to us.
Good job.
Hallelujah.
Well done.
Thank you, Mr. Yaya. Thank you, Mrs.
Well done.
Thank you to everyone. Oh. So let's go and digest them
everyone.
and assimilate them.
Hello, Mr.
Yes, ma.
Well done, first of all, and Mrs. Victoria, thank you so much. Are we now
Thank
going
you.
to treat are we going to treat any past questions since we are done with reading? Not today.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Not today. Oh.
No, I know, I'm just asking. Just want to know.
Maybe tomorrow we can gather all the past questions and see what we can do.
Yeah,
No, a night to it, Biko.
To test run what
to the
okay.
A night to the exam.
A night to the exam, Abby.
Yes, please. My own humble submission.
It's okay, so that at least
that's on Tuesday evening, so that we'll remember.
Fix it in our head, Abby.
Yes, just carry it and go and pour for them.
Go and drop, pour for them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
No, that idea is meant for Akan 313. We just carry it on our head and pour.
Can we treat Akan 313 tomorrow?
No,
Yes.
please, you will be confused now. We have not finished digesting this one. We'll not come and put account again. Eh?
Let's first of all digest this. Then before we add Akan 313.
Exactly.
The time frame is short for Akan 313.
Account 313 is Saturday now. So we're writing this one on
I don't know who sent them. I don't know who sent them to shift the timetable.
Let's talk my plans for me online.
Somebody is saying they changed the timetable again. I don't know how true is that.
Another one.
When did they change?
Another one. When did they do that one?
They didn't change it again. They didn't change it again. It just the person was asking if I think the person just came online and saw that the timetable was changed. So that was what the person was asking.
Okay.
Well, what I know is what none can know.
Whether I'm not confused.
They should not confuse us. They have already confused us before.
No, they can't. They can't change it again. It's not possible.
They shouldn't add to the confusion again.
So what are we doing tomorrow?